maybe we can get it together one day in my life over here. Postal game. What is good? Today we got a stamp take on what I think is the beginning to, well, let's just say it's a toast of sorts to beautiful beginnings. And I say that because today concludes the NFL Combine. In the NFL Combine, Chelsea, as you know, the underwear Olympics, we get to break down the real needs that a team might need when considering young men who are looking to have their first job interview of sorts. Of course, the tape speaks for itself, but these drills give them an opportunity to be analyzed up close, kind of give yourself a introduction to some of the personalities of these guys, have personal interviews and things of that sort. And so it gives you the ultimate opportunity, I think, to lay into the foundation of what is to come when you speak of NFL draft prospects. So today, me and my co-host will try to come to a consensus of sorts to understand exactly what it is that we think the Bears on the whole may need, target, or be able to acquire via draft. As we know, free agency and everything may get us into a different realm. But for the meantime, in between time, we'll talk about it with my co-host and my buddy, G-Class. Welcome in. How you feeling today, my guy?
What's going on, brother? Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Doing all right. Good to see you.
Hey, good to be seen sometimes, and I need to work. Let me turn some light on so I can be seen a little bit better. How about that?
There you go.
You know, we're gonna try to get us a little bit of brightness, and we're gonna still work on it because if y'all don't know, G-Class is a YouTube streamer as well, and the last few weeks he has utilized the opportunities to go through the technical support or the technical aspects, I should say, when it comes to streaming, audio, your visuals, tonalities, and things of that sort. Obviously, I didn't pay too much attention because I would have applied these things, but we're working on a new computer, so a lot of things are real rudimentary right now. As you see, we still on StreamYard instead of OBS. Nonetheless, we get into the makings of the Bears NFL free agency aspects as far as the NFL Combine goes, class. So first, are you a fan of the NFL Combine?
You know, as time goes on, I'm less and less of a fan of it, just because when you look at who makes an impact year after year on teams and during the season,
Mm-hmm.
the combine matters less and less. Now you may find this diamond in the rough that you didn't really expect to catch. You're just like, oh man, maybe he stood out, but overall, the scouting during the year, what they put on tape during their college season or their college years, that's what really matters, man. And then what you think that you can get out of them for the future. So combine, nah, it's just something to kind of take up time for me. I don't mind it. I don't understand why old linemen are running 40s, but other than that, man.
And we will absolutely get to some of those things, class, because we tend to get lost in the weeds as a fan when we talk about the combine. And we shouldn't get lost in the weeds when we got a neck as long as G Honda. But we do get to understand that certain metrics, just as in life, we go to school, we get these formalized educations, and you get to these adult years and you realize 90% of that wasn't really conducive to life. It was a fraction that was of utter importance, and the other 90% adds to the minutia and it builds. And don't get me wrong, it paints the whole picture, but it doesn't give the due diligence that the 10% that I speak of does. And when we talk about that, we do have some drills that really don't matter when it comes to each individual position we speak of. We as an individual first, if we could possibly identify what Bear needs, and I mean the bare necessities, what things do you think position-wise the Bears may target, or do you think we need as far as draft prospects go? Positions.
Well, we were talking about this. Uh, you noted, if I'm looking, you noted about 7 different spots. Obviously, we got to figure out what we're doing at left tackle. We got a problem. The future got hurt at the end of the season last year, and what's really crazy about that is the fact that he was doing really, really well. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't hear his name, which meant that he was doing his job.
Good. Thank you.
So you know, that one really, really hurts. We know he won't be back next season. I mean, in no real capacity. So for me, left tackle is probably most important. And then we could talk about defense, the edges, but I don't know if they're going to try to address that through the draft or not. But it just realistically, left tackle first. Then we're looking at the edges, and then we got to look at safety. We don't have anybody. Like, do we have anybody lined up for next year besides
we don't have anybody under contract. Rookie? Yeah, we don't have anybody under contract, and I would the rookie would be if they drafted one, would be the only one under contract as of yet. But
what about and don't crucify me for this one, but my man that we drafted last year that didn't play?
No, Zay Frazier is a cornerback.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. The big body. That's a Al Harris. He went to Al Harris University with CJ, GJ. Yeah. So I do expect nice things out of him.
Yes. Yes.
Rangy, athletic, raw, but I think that Al has given him homework and whatever things that were plaguing him last year, he has a fresh start and something to prove. Nobody knows his name in NFL circles as far as being on the field. So he got work cut out for himself. But there are people like that. I think Zay was a 5th-round pick last year. And there are certain times in which we kind of overlook the meat of the draft when we speak about things, because I didn't hear a particular draft order of importance that I'm assuming in the way in which you listed the positions of need. If that were to be the case in terms of those
what means the most to me,
yeah. And so obviously we come into the daily sector where I would disagree in terms of those things, and only because of this. I listened to, well, not only because, but mainly because I listened to Rauscher in his interview with Teron Armstead, and the way in which it was spoken of is to the degree, in some ways it was inferred by polls as well, that a veteran of sorts would be the route they would take right now, as they don't anticipate Ozzie being back so soon next year, but they do anticipate Ozzie being back. And so there is the understanding or the rationale that, hey, he might not ever come back. And you can use that logic to invest 1st-round draft capital in somebody, and it may work out for you. I wouldn't know how, because you have a right tackle that's entrenched and will be re-signed, and it would speak to saying that if you drafted one 1st round, or even the first 2 to 3 rounds for me, if you drafted an offensive tackle in the first 3 rounds, it signals to me that you don't think Ozzie will ever return to form, because there's no way that you can make logic to me that I go out and draft another starting left tackle when in fact I believe I have one on my roster. He is just not at my disposal this year. So the way in which free agency goes will lead us heavily into understanding more of the way in which we classify draft needs. Because if they don't address the left tackle position in free agency, then I will totally amend my statement and see it the way you see it. Only because it signals one of 2 things. They are going to draft somebody very highly, or they really have sights set on being able to have one of the guys on the roster be motivated by Rauscher saying that it is a faceless and nameless position right now. And maybe that the same motivation that Darnell Wright received is that the guys of a Theo Benedette who needs weight. Like you need a whole weight regiment to be the adequate swing tackle, and you did perform fairly well as an undrafted. You got a guy who I think will kick in the guard in Karan Amagaji, but until otherwise known, he still will have his name thrown into the mix as far as being able to prove himself. So I think that March is really going to give us an opportunity, T Miles, to kind of dive into the true needs. But the positions that you listed, I think are heavily analyzed and will be addressed in some capacity. What I don't think most people would like to talk about in two positions in particular, and I think I told you about these, the quarterback position and the running back position. I do believe uh, March will again tell us if those will be addressed. And I say that because of this. You got something to go for? You got a question on that one? Go ahead. I see you want to get it. I see you want to get in. What you got on that one?
Because the quarterbacks, I don't want to waste a pick on a quarterback. Are we talking exclusively the draft, or are we talking about just Bears needs overall?
I'm talking about Bears needs overall.
Okay, yeah.
And understand
I agree with
when I speak of the draft, I speak of undrafted free agents just the same because that is a portion of the draft. And right. It is, in fact, the place where I anticipate if the Bears were to be looking for a developmental.
Yeah, that makes sense because we found Tyson Bagent.
And
I'm not saying Tyson Bagent is one of a kind, but we found him, and another team wants to give you a second. What is it? Is it a third round pick for him?
Quite possibly.
Right now?
Quite possibly, yeah. You got two teams that actually want him right now. So once you get two teams, you got a bidding war.
Yeah. So if we did that with Bagent, we could do that with another one.
So that's my thought process with it, G, when I speak of the quarterback need, because if he's gone, I do think you need a new one in the pipeline behind Case Keenum to go ahead and be learned of the system. It gives him a whole year to be the unofficial but official third string quarterback and learn from Case. And I think Case is like the best quarterback coach that wears pads. And I think, that gives the opportunity of a guy who may be a 7th round selection, because you do have to give way to the opportunities of trades happening in the draft where they do get multiple 6th or 7th round picks. And if you see a guy that's a developmental, and I do have some names of some guys that they actually did take meetings with. So it gives you the level of due diligence they at least are pouring into the position and know that all things have to be just, kind of unearthed. I have to look at every position. So while we focus in on particulars, I believe that our general manager focuses on the premise of best player available oftentimes. And so that leaves,
which I like.
Yeah. So that leaves everybody open.
Mentality.
And so so even though we know we got needs, it kind of opens the book up to that player was there and we can't place a premium on him that says we can't get him because we don't need him. And so in that instance, I really do think that we have the opportunity for Ryan to work magic, because I am a proponent of trading back. And we will do.
You've mentioned that before.
Yeah. And we're going to continue to mention it, especially in this draft, because the richness of being able to have flexibility is something that I'm always aware of. And so I'm not interested necessarily in monumental drops when we talk about trading back, but I am interested in earning the most equity this year. I'm not necessarily interested in next year's capital unless you give me something sweet, i.e. third and above. But in these drafts, the meat of the third, fourth, fifth rounds are where you find people. And our GM has a good track record of the outer skirts of those. First and second, 6th and 7th is where he kind of do his damage. I need him to get better at the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds. And what better way to do so but to have more ammo?
I agree with you. You talking about more shots at it.
Yeah.
But I thought last year they did really, really good as
sticking to the board.
I don't want to say like the first time, but under the Ben Johnson, Ryan Poles regime, I felt like they did a really good job of honestly from the entire draft. And I expect that to get even better this coming draft, because now we know what the team is. right? So now we can look at the parts and the pieces and be like, let me go ahead and
Not
pick
you,
you up out of
not
here,
you.
move you
Pruning,
along.
move you around. You do better
Yes,
at this. So now you
yes.
get something for him. And so the first year was we truly forget that it was an evaluation year for all
Well,
players on the
that
roster.
was one thing we said.
Yeah.
If you listen to the show, people, that's one thing we said on our pre-draft coverage. Like this year was a big evaluation year. Let's see where we are. We did not
Mhm.
expect. Well, let me not say that either. We
Most.
expected to make the playoff. We expected to win. We didn't know to the degree that the team would develop on both sides of the ball, realistically. So when you look at all of those things, now you could come into this year still thinking about developing, but also, hey, we're trying to win too. So now we're making decisions, winning team decisions, right? We're and then if like somebody like a Edmonds, right? So let's say Edmonds finds a trade partner, we move him along, we can get a pick out of that. We get maybe something that we might be able to use later. Different things like that.
Mhm.
Like I like being in this position right here and taking the time. Again, we were ahead of schedule last year with the winning, but taking that time to be like, okay, we're evaluating and we're trying to win, and to be able to do that in both cases is very rare. It's very rare, but the Bears were able to do it, and now it puts them in the driver's seat to make some really good decisions. The pressure's on Poles though. The pressure's on Poles now. So
You see, this is where I think my guy get to do his best opportunity to shine. And this is one. I think we get a fresh set of eyes when it comes to drafting. And there's no think. I know we do because when Ian left, it promoted Jeff King, which was the VP. I mean, the VP of player scouting or what have you. So once you have a opening in the scouting department, yes, I don't know how they will feel in terms of the chain of command, but there will be a new set of eyes somewhere. Could that set of eyes be on the defensive scouting or have an expertise in defensive scouting as far as the line and linebackers go? Could that guy be a small school surgeon or what have you? Everybody has a niche that they bring to the scouting department when it comes to the local, the regional, pro, collegiate, and so on and so forth. And so when you get to understand what that guy is or who that guy is, I should think it gives you the opportunity to first do what G Honda said. This is the first lucid thought I haven't seen out of G Honda. He say, firstly, go ahead and clear up that 50 million in caps. You know what? First of all, I think we can clear up slightly more. I think it's 61 million they can do with some restructures and some cuts and trades, so on and so forth. We need that because we negative 6 million under the cap right now, or over the cap, I should say. So yes, they will go ahead and do those things, but some of that G Honda comes along with possibly 7th round throwaway pick for Tremaine Edmonds if he finds a partner. Maybe that comes along with quite possibly a DJ Moore being moved on for that's to be, I say third to be fair and move it along. Let's just say go ahead.
2 picks for DJ. I was just thinking.
You might be
I think
able
we get
to.
2 picks for DJ.
I just don't. Yeah, but the rabbit hole of if the deal happens, I know they'll get the most. They'll get the most bang for their buck, and I could see it, like a this year in the future type. But the ways in which they would choose to go about navigating the first weeks 9, March 9th to the 10th, legal tampering. It's important. Everybody got to be able to figure it out as far as what guys are going to be in the fold, and by that time, restructurings will have already have taken place. Now, trade-wise, I don't know what trades will happen, but we do realize that the combine is also a conduit to every general manager, owner, and so on and so forth in those positions being in the same place, being able to hobnob, have some drinks at the cigar bar, and say, what would it take to get X, Y, and Z? No phone calls needed. Everybody's here that likes each other, and we can go ahead and be friendly in the deal-making aspect. And so I do believe that deals have been made already, or outlines. Conversations have been had for a lot of different teams in this combine, and it also gives you inclination into what we might need when it comes to the draft, because certain people, like you said, in the pruning of the team, certain people are on their way out, certain people are on their way in, and you can get a you can get an influx of talent through undrafted free agents like Jade Walkers. You can go out there and get you some 3 groundbreaking second round picks when it comes to a Burden, a Trapillo, and I'm expecting big things out of Shamar this year.
Mananga. Yeah, Shamar. Yep.
Yeah, like you still have opportunities for things to happen, but it also gives you flexibility because of people like a Shamar Turner, in my estimation. It gives you the opportunity to, one, replace a Billings, and I already think you have found Grady Jarrett's replacement. I think that is Shamar Turner.
You replacing him already?
Yeah, next year he's done next year. He might be done this year for real in terms of your real playing time. The transition might happen.
Okay, I get you.
He's been injury. Yeah, he's been injury played for the last 3 seasons, including his first year with us. You got a bag. It's for 3 years. You were brought here, I think, more so for the veteran locker room leadership on the other side, and in a lot of ways, and a teacher, because they did know that they were drafting a Shamar or somebody in that ilk, and they wanted to, who better to have to train you up than somebody who been one of the best to do it. And I think he still has enough tread on his tires for a Shamar to kind of integrate himself after the injury kind of seamlessly, and they can have a time share as the torch is being passed and you move on, because I don't know that the restructure is good for his money. It becomes dead cap because he won't be on the roster. I'm anticipating after next year at worst, because I'm really anticipating this year being his last year on the roster. He signed a 3-year deal. Typically, the last one is a team option, and I don't necessarily think that he's going to give you the bang for your buck past year 2 in terms of the teaching aspect. It's like it's only so much you can teach in the locker room till somebody else ingest or imbibe some of those things to speak of it the way a Bayard may be able to speak to the locker room, but you spoke to a position. And so maybe the new blood will be infused to a way that speaks to your services will be no longer needed. Nonetheless, we talk about drills real fast, and I want to read to you guys some things that they talk about as far as priority drills go, in case we wanted to look at anything as we see out the NFL logo up for us right there. We own NFL Network, NFL.com, I should say. And so that would allow us to look at any of these metrics if we chose to. And it says defensive line priorities for us. The 10-yard split is a metric that you should favor for defensive tackles. It should be 1.7 and under, as they say, is a metric. Broad jump over 9.5, and the bench above 25 reps. The bench obviously shows your strength because this is a hand-to-hand combat. Car crashes, they want to give the metaphor every time. So you need that push or that get off as an offensive or defensive tackle. And so at that point, the strength is imperative to have those bench reps. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I think the broad jump signifies what I like to see out of most defensive interior guys. Get your hands up. And sometimes you may be able to get that inertia and move all that force you got off the ground and get up in the air to, block down and swat down some passes. So I think the broad jump is important. And that 10-yard split, short burst, your kick around in terms of your footwork, how well we can move in short space. I believe that's why that takes precedent and it means something. Just like for a defensive end, they would reference that a sub-7 in the 3-cone is something that is important for those guys. Now, I will be totally transparent when we talk about the Underwear Olympics. I don't know very much about any of their drills. So when you talk about a 3-cone, I know the drill. I've watched the drill. I don't know what it actually measures, but I would assume it's for them being able to work again in short space and they get offs when it comes to all of the moves they have, whether it be a rush move, a speed move, and so on and so forth. And so the bend or flexibility in that will allow you to have an array of moves. I'm just guesstimating right there. Along with that 10-yard split, it's going to give you that short burst. Some people are speed rushers. Some people are power guys. But the fluid positions drill show you the movement in their hips and if they have any bend, as they talk about, so that they have the range to get underneath or over the top of a lineman. Anything to add to that one before we move to the safety ranges and things like that?
I'm just looking at the combine performers.
Okay. And some of those, I get you.
So I'm just and what you're talking
And
about.
they
I'm just
do
checking those
let you
numbers.
go. They let you go directly to
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So if you got anything in particular, we'll pull it up on the screen over here so they can follow along. But for safeties, it's a sub 4.5 speed, clean hip transition in position drills. So they don't need to speak to a particular drill that they need to do right there. They just speak to the fluidity of their hips in terms of transitioning so they can get in and out of their breaks.
Gotta move.
Yeah.
Gotta move.
And
Yep.
a strong 3-cone time. So the 3-cone is important to all defense levels except for the front 4 or the front 3, however they play around with that one. Offensive linemen, they talk about the 3-cone and short shuttle are huge metrics for their movement. They got to be able to get that push and that kick, to get people into that secondary level when we talk about the zone blocking or anything else to that degree, and clean mirroring ability. So when they talk about offensive linemen using boxing and other things to get hand speed, you need to be able to mirror the movements of the tackle or the edge that's coming at you, because if not, and they have a move that can beat you, i.e. a speed rusher, and you don't have proper technique to kick and get over, you pretty much beat already, my boy. You are Karan Amagaji on Monday night against the Vikings if you don't do things the right way. And, for guards, they speak of that strong short shuttle and explosive 10-yard split. So the 3-cone for the outsides, the strong shuttle in the 10-yard split for the interior guard guys. So that's how they look at those things as far as what you really want to pay attention to if I'm looking to draft guys.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, how you feeling? What you see over there that's intriguing you about any particular prospects? Because we did put together, or I did, put some names together that I've heard attached to the Bears. Some that I watched do some combine performances to get me a bit more familiar with them. And I think that those players give us a blueprint of some of the guys that you might want to be able to watch for or listen for names moving on. But if he has some tangible metrics of some guys that stand out to you over there that you want to make mention of, feel free. And after that, we'll move into the list of guys we got.
I don't have anything concrete. I'm kind of looking through these numbers, just seeing what's what.
Okay.
I don't want to speak too soon. I didn't. The numbers that you were referring to make a lot of sense. The splits, the 3-cone, those particular drills. Even to me, even the bench. The bench is extremely, to me, it's important because it shows the strength that you're coming in with. Now it's obvious. I mean, clearly everybody knows that you're gonna have an off season. You're gonna be working on your body. You're gonna be, you're gonna be in the gym. So that should go up. But let's see where we starting at. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got to work with to begin, and then we'll go from there. There's a lot of I can't say he kind of like Corleone from Cincinnati.
Dante, Ken.
Yeah.
And how ironic, Ken, we'll get to Dante. He is on the list. I do pay attention. I pay attention, Ken, when y'all talk about certain people, man. Don't think I don't pay attention, man. I hear what y'all say out here.
You could get in the weeds with this stuff though, man, because they got all the numbers.
You can. And so, that's why I chose to take a few names that we can attach ourselves to and kind of get a feel for, as opposed to getting into the weeds of all of the numbers. Because like we said, sometimes and very often, I think you just need to watch the tape. The tape oftentimes speaks for itself. These drills give you confirmation of things that you may have thought, or it gives, in my estimation, if you are a Mike Tomlin school of coaching, it gives you areas for you as a coach to run to coach. What can I help you improve upon to make you the most complete player based on the things that you already have and the things that you don't? I.e., when they give us breakdowns, they give us strengths and weaknesses. I almost want you to love the weaknesses as much as you love the strengths of a player, because I want to be able to eliminate as many of those weaknesses as I can as a coach. And if I can do those types of things, it is Cincinnati, Ken. It truly gives you a connection to the way in which they get immersed with these guys when they draft them. They are drafting them to be young men that I can help you mold into one day a family guy, a professional, and a good citizen overall, just like every other level of life has set them up for. And so it's kind of important to understand it that way, that even if we don't like these guys, according to fake tape or what have you, these young men have put in the work to be nominated, acknowledged, or even mentioned when it comes to these types of things. They totally deserve all of the
Their name in the
praise.
hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to me, maybe this is where I guess the old guy for me is coming out, where I don't like to make automatic declarations on people in the sport world on a first landing of a place. Working and being a therapist, you do get to understand that psychology works different for all people. Some of these kids, because that's what they are to me, are going to places they have never dreamed of stepping foot. The environment is nowhere near what they've been used to, and the money and the accessibility is going to change infinitely. That, along with you having to be way more professional, there is nothing goes on in your life that you're not responsible for, and to have all those things in your plate at once, everybody don't acclimate and get right to the playbook. So to be able to eliminate some of those things, you get to find out of these guys in 4 years' time, at least, to me, because oftentimes the second round through fourth, I could be wrong, get 4-year deals. Obviously, you can get up to 5 with the first round, and the lower rounds, I believe, are 3 and below. If I'm to let you get the life of your contract, in my estimation, before I make a declaration on you, because we see guys, unfortunately, with the quarterback, especially right now, that are thriving in positions that were not the ones they were drafted into. And so dynamics change a lot of those things. But without that, we're talking about what Ben and the boys truly might need. Like we talked about the offensive tackle depth. And I think it goes defensive tackle, edge, offensive tackle depth. And I say depth liberally in the sense that that person may be holding that position down all year if they were to draft him. Linebacker replacement and safety replacement, because I do believe that while Tremaine is being able to seek a trade and he will be cut if not, TJ is a year older, looks to be a year slower, and looks to need to be replaced at some point. You have to be flexible to understand that no position on the linebacker core to me.
TJ got hurt, right?
He did get hurt.
So I mean, it was an ankle, right?
A lot of soft tissue before he broke his leg at the end of the year.
Yeah, which is one of the craziest breaks I've ever seen.
Yeah,
you stepped on a dude's foot.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Come on, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not understanding the breakdown over the last year and a half of games missed is starting to become alarming, and he is getting a bit older. So DeMarco
Jackson wasn't even that good to begin with. Can we just say that?
Yeah.
Can we be real about that? He wasn't even that good to begin with.
Well,
so
to start, he was the engine of the linebackers when they signed him.
Looking at the linebackers we had, okay.
Well,
I thought Jack Sanborn's engine was stronger than him. But he was able to put people in the right position and play his role. I think he played his role well.
Well, I think his numbers said that the only person that was better than him in his position was this guy called Roquan Smith.
Mm-hmm. Which
and Roquan was Roquan. I'm sorry to tell you, Roquan got $100 million and he got 6. His numbers were number 2 to Roquan. So for us to say people put him in the right position, no, he didn't just call plays. He performed his first year and a half. The last year and a half, injury ridden, and you getting older. But he was Tremaine's been the bust. Tremaine been the one that this year, the first half, showed you he was worth his money.
Well, I'm not saying TJ's a bust, but I'm with you on that.
I mean, he got 2 deals.
I'm with you on Tremaine being Tremaine all of a sudden when I had his fantastic year last year, it still gets hurt.
Because
TJ has been solid overall, but I'm just not
you're not a TJ fan, but we can't say solid when his numbers are better than Fred Warner's.
I can't argue the numbers.
Yeah, so people get notoriety and name notoriety to get Pro Bowl bids when it's really him. I mean, like seriously, I'm
that's how it
already
works.
I'm replacing him already, but
Yeah.
he has not been just like an average linebacker. He's been exceptionally well in his position, and super cost effective for being $6-7 million a year. But his time is done, along with Tremaine, and I'm wondering when or what type of capital they invest in the linebacker position, like where. Like I really don't know. And Ken, no, I was just speaking on the order of importance I think they will pay to these particular positions.
Yeah.
Not any particular round, because me and G already had a discussion. I wouldn't personally draft a tackle in the first 3 rounds unless free agency says something otherwise to say that Ozzie won't be back. Otherwise, I think that's a wasted pick, because I'm gonna have 3 starters, and I seriously, that sounds cute. I can't have 3 damn real starting offensive tackles. If you want to trade one later on for lesser value on the dollar, fine. But I think I can use that capital right now based on the coach and the staff we have. I think they execute and elocute their needs very well. And so I think that the way in which they use picks this year, one, I'm sitting back with my hands. This draft stream that we have this year, G, is gonna be real meh, I guess, if you want to say that, because I got no qualms this year. Last year I did all my head scratching, and I was wrong about all of them.
Last year, no. Wait. You feel like you were wrong about the draft?
Yes, I didn't. I wasn't.
You called Colston. I didn't call Colston.
I called Colston based on what was actually going on, not based on who I wanted.
Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't want them to draft a tight end at all.
Well, you're not in the room either. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So for you for you to call Colston, and he wasn't even on my radar. I was thinking they was gonna grab old boy out of Indianapolis, but Colston,
Warren, yeah.
No,
but I know about baby Kelsey already, and Tom called him baby Grunt. Like the way he moved, you seriously was one of those Antonio Gate types. And with blocking ability, and you from Idaho, is he? Something like that.
Somewhere
Montana. You're a farm. You're a farming boy.
Yeah, off the farm.
You lifting bales somewhere. I know you got it in you. So at that point, hey, if they're gonna choose between these 2 boys right here, that's the one I want. And I don't think we got disappointed at all.
Not a lick.
And
not a lick.
When we got Luther, I scratched my head because I couldn't understand the vision that a Ben had.
It made sense to me.
I know it did.
Because as soon as they got on, I was like, DJ, the clock is ticking, baby. The clock is ticking.
And see, I think that for me, that comes from I talk about Ryan Poles being relational or in love with players. I think I may have an attachment at times to the degree that I know when I'm ready to kick you out the door.
Yeah.
And I know when I'm not. And when I'm not ready to kick you out the door, I don't think there's much you can do to kind of talk me off of like, okay, Chili for example, G class, he cannot stand Tariq Stevenson as far as a player goes. He all the metrics, he the worst one. He want to get rid of him. I get it. Me personally,
he is a playmaker though.
Yeah, me personally,
he is a playmaker.
I think he has enough potential where he just don't make me sick. And I think if you get your head together, you could be better than you are. But you give me evidence that you can't do that. Right.
But that's us wishing for them to be better. It's not like
you
ain't
showing me.
Like they're showing us. Yes.
God. And it makes me so frustrated. But you got to be on to the next one with some of these players.
Yeah.
And I think that when we talk about that, the top need for me is going to be a defensive tackle. Now, I have been able to do several mocks this year because I believe that the pressure and the chaos starts up the middle. Pressure on the edges is set by the pressure up the middle. If I can disrupt up the middle, you forget what's going on the sides because you got to try to stop this dam from breaking. And I tell you, the greatest quarterback that people talk about, not me, but everybody else called him the GOAT, Tom Brady, tap dancing having the most for Tom when pressure got up the middle.
Well, I'll give you a more recent example. Look at the Super Bowl. Okay. Seattle's front 4 was a problem. They didn't even have to bring an extra guy. But
No.
even when they did bring that extra guy, he got home because of the pressure up the middle. I agree with you 100%.
And I don't think we have the force that we need. As much as we complain about the edge and sacks, I don't think we have the guy in the middle. Billings is 2 Billings now. He's 2 Bills. He used to be 1. And now you older. So, you're not a run stuffer.
Towards 3.
Yeah, you're not a run stuffer at all. You just out here stuffing bills in somebody's billfold at the restaurant. We can't have it. And like I told you, Grady, I love what you do for the veteranship of the team, but I'm not going to need you later on. So if I can replace a guy, Caleb Banks obviously is the guy. First round projection for Caleb. 3 tech.
Yes.
Collapse the pocket with exotics. Go ahead. What you got for me?
Caleb Banks ain't gonna be there, bro.
At 25,
somebody's gonna come up and snatch him before we get to him, bro. If you looked at his look at his numbers, man.
I looked at him.
Look at his.
He a top performer at the Combine alone to go with his tape.
Yes.
He proving what they think about him. Yes. I understand.
So I don't see him, honestly, I don't see him being there when it's time for us to draft. I think somebody's gonna snatch him up before we get to him.
Oh, that's crazy. I see him and another big name both being there. And this is where we can see some of our thought processes, G. I am a trade back guy, and in my head, the way I've done many mock drafts or what have this year, they kind of coincide with and all of them take their information from the experts who mock, and most of them have one of these 2 guys going to us at 25. I've been able to trade back and still acquire a guy like a Caleb Banks or Cade McDonald just in that spot, like trading back, getting me more capital and having one of those guys. I don't know if either one of those guys work for what the Bears want. I think Caleb did meet with the Bears. But
exactly, Ken. What I saw at the combine, and to me, I'm like, it's one of them situations where your girl is fine, but don't nobody else know because they ain't seen her. And then when they see her, they're like, oh, wait a minute, now she's in your. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they get to have what is need to be had to be that alpha. And if somebody ahead of us is in a defensive state of mind, all of a sudden that's going to change because I'm not. And I'm going to watch. Oh, well, he just went to us again at 25. I'm trying to watch some of these. The Texans is the first team that they have mocked to look for a defensive tackle. I know the Vikings may enter that fray since they are set to release Hargreaves. But I'm really trying to figure out, just in terms of people that you and make no mistake, I don't even look at this right here in terms of a mock for people that I want on the team per se, because we will have a couple actual mock drafts. I look at people that fit the position, that are names that some people can follow along with. Obviously, I'd be remiss if I just arbitrarily gave up on the first 2 when no professional in this space is giving up on the first 2. I can't just say, well, they're not going to be there. I have to say that at least one of them is going to be there. And so if one of them's going to be there, then I'm going to have the rose-colored glasses to put my beer Kool-Aid cup into both of them being available in this breakdown, not in real life. I know one of them might be gone, but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I hear you.
I'm
just saying
he might be out.
What I'm saying is I'm picking up on the vibe because
that he moving.
I go off a vibe, like how does it feel? And I'm sitting there watching the combine. I'm like, they got him going all the way down to 25 to the Bears. I don't think anybody in front. There's going to be one team in front of us that's going to be like, nah, let's grab him. Even if it's for spite or if it's for the team, let's grab him before the Bears get him.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I picked up on that vibe when I saw him.
When you
You know
saw
what I'm saying?
when
The
you saw what
eye
he did,
test.
I'm saying you saw what he saw.
The-
You say, you know what?
right. When
Somebody
I
else
saw it,
seen
I was
this
like,
too.
uh-oh.
Somebody else seen this too. Was like, look at and you hoping everybody out there doing the Glenn, everybody out there doing the sleep, everybody out there doing the Aaron
Yeah,
Glenn,
yeah.
everybody doze. Nope.
Yes, yes. They
Okay.
watching. They saw what
And
I saw.
just to talk about what you just spoke on, Ken, you talked about Max Eichenoa, his combine, when we talk about things that move you up and the Olympics kind of boosting you, they boosted him into the first round right now. So he might not be a second rounder that you can get there. That's a tackle. And I told you, unless they don't address it, I wouldn't dare be drafting
That,
a second round left tackle. Go ahead.
That gives me I'm just saying that little move right there, that gives me Gray Zabel vibes right there.
Yeah.
Gray Zabel.
Yes.
You remember, big name out of what, South Dakota?
Yeah, South
last
Dakota
year.
State. The Jack Rabbit.
And the eventual champions took him. So yeah, that gives me that kind of vibe.
Yeah. I mean, and so don't forget that in this exercise, people, we got more than one name. We didn't just give you the names that everybody know. We give you some names that you're gonna be able to watch for, because I don't anticipate a round that the Bears address very many things per se. As far as right now, I'm addressing the opportunity for a position, and so those positions could be addressed multiple times, or they can be addressed in multiple or different rounds than the ones we anticipate. And so when I give us these names, these are people that could be first round products. They could be third to fifth or what have you, but they will be available at some point in the draft. And if you've done your homework and think you can get the best out of these are guys we might want to pay attention to, because they might hear their name called by our beloved Bears. Like a guy named DeMonte Capehart, Clemson defensive tackle. Didn't know you before the I'm going to say the Pro Bowl over here. What do you call these underwear Olympics?
The
combine. There you go. I lose it so much I'll be so cynical and call it the underwear Olympics all the time. I forget what the real name is. Ain't that nothing? I got to stop. So at the combine, he's 6'5", 313 for one. 33 and 7/8 inch arms, 4.85, 40-yard dash. So, he got movement skills, the best among the tall tacklers doing the workouts. They say he operated smoothly around the obstacles, using this length to knock around or knock away dummies. But they say he wasn't overly productive in college.
4.5 tackles for loss.
Yeah. Productivity in college, to me, is just like in the pros. In football,
situational.
That's right. Scheme matters. And the way in which you inherit these players, or the way I might stay at a particular program, like you played at Clemson. I'm sorry. That's one of the places I'm not sending my kid for my own reasons. But Dabo's not I don't think he uses very many people in the appropriate capacity. But I digress. Not here to analyze college coaches.
Well,
I think go ahead.
I'm sorry. My brain get to going.
No,
how are you measuring leverage? Because it's I always look at this height to weight. 6'5", 313. Like, bro, that's a long way up. Like, how are you getting leverage? Or how do you measure that even at the combine?
And so for him, and just what I talk about your broad jumps and everything like that, obviously I'm looking at his vertical in terms of, even if you don't overpower somebody to beat them to the spot to push through, you do got long arms. So if you do have a get off that's with burst, and you got strength to those arms, when you talk about that the reps that he can do, you will get separation as enough to, I guess, create a crease. Now his leverage, he may not ever have the best leverage, but he may be super strong. See Trent Williams for details type.
Yeah, I see you.
It's the way in which he moved doing the drills kind of gives reference that you may be undercoached.
I get you, because I'm looking at, if you're looking at the break. Oh, well, I don't know if you want to look them up on the.
Okay.
Let's get some visuals for the folks, man. Okay. If you go to, I'm gonna help you out. If you go to DT,
we're gonna go straight to my defensive tackles over here.
Yeah, and then you could, you got a lot. You could just search them. Although he ain't that far down the list, but Capehart.
Yeah.
And then Yeah, there you go. And then you just click on him, and then scroll down, and you could check out what I was looking at.
Okay,
Uh,
so we're
look,
starting at the top
keep
here.
going down a little bit.
Let's
Go to
give
the
him a
score breakdown. Okay, you want to give me? Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
give him a prospect grade. So first, the 6.18 prospect grade means, or in their eyes, he's a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. We spoke about Grady Jarrett still being around and the other guys, including Dayo Adangbo and Dexter until they trade him because he's still in the roster. Um, the rotation will be there. So the backup will potentially develop into a starter. I can understand and get with in terms of they don't know exactly what you are, but they know that what you could be. So athleticism, or you want to go to the combine results for him.
I wanted to look at the score breakdown because you looking at it that athleticism score
Okay.
being 85, he's ranking third
Third amongst defensive
among
tackles.
combine DTs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that tells me is something's there, but what there's a bit of a maybe a rough edge, maybe a little bit of a disconnect. Let's what I'm saying, if we could figure out this leverage situation, we might have something here. So I'm with you.
And that's what I say. You think about like a Dennis Allen. He likes to have long, rangy defensive ends. I don't know if the same thing would go for the tackles, but when you think about the way in which he's trying to deploy people, if you have the athleticism and the strength, I think they like flexibility. If that makes sense on the line.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
I remember this 40. I actually saw him run this 40 live.
Okay.
I see what it is though. I'm looking at the body type right now. It's the legs, man.
Oh, he lit on the legs.
He's bow legged, bro.
Oh,
scroll down. If you scroll down, well, I don't know if you want to show it, but if you scroll down, it'll show you. Oh, they played it already. It'll show you. It's.
That's what I saw. I saw his little legs scurrying around.
Yeah, the voice is moving. I don't know. He's a little bow legged. That might be the issue. Now the athleticism, the score is real. I'm not taking that away from him. Overall combine score is 71. Not taking nothing away from him. He didn't do bench press, which throws me off a little bit, but he gave you the 40, the 10-yard split, the vert, and the broad jump. He looking a little bow-legged for me though, man. I like my I like a little knock knee. You know what I'm saying?
Fair point.
I like my guys on the line. We got to get wide, baby.
Now, when you talk knock knee, you walked into it with this one right here. Because we're gonna pull up the big two gapping nose tackle out here for auto even from. We pulling up Lee Hunter.
Scroll down. Oh, they already.
We pulling up Lee Hunter.
Look at him walking away. You don't got to look at the run, but watch when he walks away. Yeah, once he's done with the 40, he's walking on. Look at that head moving. Which,
yeah,
I mean,
no,
that's why I know him walking away.
I know. Yeah,
look at the knees. Look at the knees, bruh. Look at the knees. Come on,
it's weird. It's weird in there. Like he got like a X going on down there or something.
Yeah. Like it's flared, man.
I mean, but he projected to be like a third, fourth rounder. So just one of those guys to keep your eyes on.
I keep my eye on him. Yeah.
And let me see Hunter right here, because you just talked about these. No, don't you tell me ain't no Lee Hunter here.
He might. In what position? You gotta tell me the position, because you got it on DT.
I know he shouldn't be no defensive end. Why are you showing me all these old people too?
Check the year.
Did I filter something in?
I don't like how they do. Oh, you looking at top performers? Look at live results.
Oh,
live results.
Duh.
Yeah, Lee Hunter. Yeah, there you go. I think you scroll. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Wow. Now they say Lee will eventually be an average starter.
Ken, you can't unsee it, bro.
He said you can't unsee it. Hey man, hey y'all don't do him like that. Bow-legged Lou. Hey, I know all about Pee Wee out here, Chelsea. Look, we gonna look through some Alabama players and see if they got some of this X-leg syndrome going on that we talk about.
Bruh.
So another guy we want to look at, Lee Hunter. Well, I'm talking about Lee Turner. Lee Hunter from Texas Tech. He is a 3 tech, but he can be deployed in both a 3 or a 4 man front. So I think he got like the versatility that he can play, or he asserts that he can play both positions if he needed to. Now his athleticism is absolute trash.
Garbage.
But
Garbaggio.
his production is number one at the combine, and he third in his total score overall.
Total score, yeah.
Now he is a meat grinder, more so a Vince Wilfork type. He a Billings sort of guy. So that's why, to me, the athleticism is not there, because Robbie, he ain't. He a gap filler. He eat him up.
Play for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Okay, I'm looking up some of this. They showing some game film. Ooh, okay.
Lee got a little bit of a motor. He got personality.
He gets off the line quick too. Yeah. Okay, I like that.
He got flair, bro. He got personality, and I think if you're gonna be for my defense, and I'm talking about the monsters of the midway, I think somebody has to have gravitas, or as Dion might say, the je ne sais quoi. He don't want to say it like he got no sense. Lee, as much he is a Grady Jarrett to me when it comes to that type of thing.
They compare him by the numbers. They compare him to Kenny Clark, 2016.
Okay,
Cowboy.
Okay.
A little bit more his split. There's a bit of just a small difference. Arm length about the same, weight about the same, and he's a little bit taller than Kenny Clark.
And so
I like that comparison. If he can produce,
yes,
then I'm not worried about the athleticism, because I'm looking at him. He is not the traditional athlete that you're looking at. Like, man, he really makes a lot of moves. But listen, I don't need my guy on the line making moves. Let's get past the front and get to the quarterback. I don't care about nothing else, man.
And they say he got a broad chest with a 6'9" wingspan, fires off snaps with low pass and leverage contact, displays adequate balance and recovery through double teams, slide with lateral blocks, and can make it stand on the move, changes direction pretty well in small spaces, twitchy upper body creates violent sheds against centers, and he dominated as a bull rusher at the Senior Bowl.
I like his weaknesses, though.
Yeah,
I like to look at them weaknesses.
Yeah, too relying on size over technique when taking on double teams. So
we could fix that.
You can, because confidence is a detriment at times, and hard work beat talent when talent don't work hard. If he can get out of his own way, and I believe that the coaches will already be able to do that for him right there. The reliance on God-given talent instead of technique will start to recess, and that will, in my eyes, take away the lack of feel or efficiency in taking on down blocks. The other things he gets to focus in on, with his focus need more focus, if you ask me.
And that's something we can get out of. We've shown that we can get that out of.
Yes, if you watch the movement, he still got a motor. He still can move.
He got a motor.
Yeah,
he got a motor. They say he does. It's not a question. It's just talking about lack of feel and efficiency, which means
initial quickness. Yeah, you got some technique things.
Yes, you got it.
And that right there, for me, I can wholeheartedly.
The last weakness, Chelsea says she don't like that last weakness.
Initial quickness.
Well, listen, I don't need. Okay, who's the quickest? Think about this. Who's the quickest off the line? And just because you quick don't mean you getting where you need to be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You can't confuse the two.
We need you. We need the pressure, because we got guys on the outside that's coming already. We trying to collapse his pocket.
That's what it is.
I don't need him to be a hero. I just need you to do your job. Look at
the dam.
Reference Seattle. Yes.
Crack the dam. The water gonna do its job. Sometimes you need that crack in the dam. The water gonna do the rest. I don't need him to have 5 sacks. I need you to have so many pressures that don't make no sense. Because yes, you can't win as a rusher, but you can create instant havoc so that other people can win.
Yes.
And I think he got the motor to do that right there.
Look at the tape. Look at how quick he's getting off that line, man.
Like, and he get in the back. He get in the backfield like he doing something worth it.
Let's get in there.
One-on-one drills. He got speed to be a big boy, so he moves with urgency. Look at him.
He like to bend that corner too.
And he can get low. Look, he got some bend in his hips. He ain't just out there stiff and rigid to be 6'3". So
if you can't, but we're talking about inside, Chelsea. Like I'm hearing what you're saying, but if we're talking about our inside defenders, I don't need you to get a sack.
And not to mention,
you're gonna get him, but I don't need you to get him.
And he's gonna be next to Shamar Turner in the future. That's your speed. When we talk about Sonic and Knuckles on the run, yes. the 4-3 we play is right there. One of your gap guys is for speed, the other one's for power. See Billings and Grady Jarrett right now. That's how they play the position together.
And you be able to flip them.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll be able to flip them. Then you got your edges on the outside. We still don't know what we're doing on the edge. And if Montez gave us 10 last year, Austin's
going to give you at least 8 this year. I can rest assured in that one. He didn't play all season. He is a pure pass rusher right now, but he will be a rotational guy, i.e. being fresh when it's his turn to come on there. He ready. Yes. Like, Book going to increase his numbers, but it's also going to start with this guy right here, and it's going to trickle down with the guys that we talk about on the edge in a minute. But these are some other names we need to know when we talk about guys that you want to keep your eye on when we talk about defensive tackles leading up to the draft. I know he might not be the guy we need because he's a bit too light, but combine wow for me, Mr. Penn State, Zane Durant.
That's correct, Robbie.
I mean, if I couldn't be more impressed with pure athleticism and strength, let me just go ahead and look. Let me just go look at some numbers for my combine crushes, we might want to call it today. Because
who you got?
Zane Durant.
Oh, I got you.
Now he ran that 40. He ran that 40 in the time they got me.
He a Florida boy too. Yeah, Florida boy.
Lake Nona. So he down there doing some things. I didn't even know Lake Nona got to be next to
I see what you like.
Or Opopka. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I see what you like already. I'm looking at it right here. I see what you like.
He gonna go. Oh my God. A 166 and a 10-yard split. His vertical was crazy? 33.
I remember when I'm watching the combine, I remember him specifically, the shoulders. I don't know if that was his shoulders or something he had on his shoulders. I was like, he looked like a bull, like a monster, bro.
Man, he's a slender ox, man. I'm trying to tell you. Like, the 290.
He shows me power.
Yeah, the 290 don't give him justice to the way he moved in there. And he had 3rd to 4th round prospect right now. I'm not he is
really really?
Oh, yes, really? Yes. You trade a Dexter away and you give me this guy.
But he's 6'1". That's what it is. He is. They call him an average backup.
He's a tweener. They call him a tweener out here. That's what it is.
I see it. Yep.
Sometimes you need that right there. Sometimes people overcome your RAS scores and everything like that because you talking about it because of his height. The boy got a 9.4 broad jump, so he still get them hands. And I'm talking about
strong on the base, which is what you want. Strong on the base.
You see his trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me he ain't finna get it, man. Like he is a Henry Melton. He do remind me of Henry Melton. Robbie, you spoke one up right there, bro. Don't get me excited, Robbie, because I like Henry. Henry Melton was an excellent rotation. When he was a 4th round pick, man. Hey, you just gave me a little chills on my arms when you see Henry Melton. I don't know how the hell that happened. Robbie. Hey, the mid rounds, the names we don't talk about like that, the Dante Corleone, like your name is Dante and your last name Corleone. Who your mom? I want to know. Somebody got some explaining to do. Because this guy, who named you, Dante? Caleb Proctor is a guy, small school.
Mm-hmm.
Did himself some justice at the combine. I'm all about those added prospects that we can go ahead and get in the 2nd, 3rd days because all people have a place. I do believe that we will foundationally be a rotation defense. I think it's built on speed and strength, but I don't think it's built for necessarily for endurance, if you will.
Yeah, he's got a 83 athleticism score from the combine, ranked him 4th. Production was low though, ninth rank, about a 67. 9'5" broad jump, 6'2", which is what I like. You know what I'm saying? That's that nice little.
Yes.
To me, that's where we start to you're putting yourself at another level because anything below that, a lot of it is leverage, and most of the time those guys will be athletic and they'll have that leverage. But you get up a little bit higher, 6'2" and above, and but you start showing athleticism there.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me very intrigued.
Yeah,
Makes
because
me
your broad
very
jump is
intrigued.
still there, and then he did the 20-yard cut
Shuttle,
shuttle
yep.
just to
Mm-hmm.
show some speed for you. He fairly sizable in 291. Got some speed.
Long leg, short
Yeah,
trunk.
and
I'm sorry, short top.
short on. Hey, T-Rex me all day when you come to these guys out here, because some of them got moves, man. Look at that, Rich Eisen running against Caleb Banks. Caleb Banks running fast at 40. That's what I'm talking about, Rich. Run, Rich, run. I love it. Hey, if that ain't one of my favorite things in this stupid combine, it's Rich Eisen with it. You 90 and you ain't learned no new technique. Like, he be so low for the first 15 yards of the 40. You can't generate no speed that way. His whole body be low. I don't know how he got me sidetracked. Let me get back to who we over here looking at now. Peter Woods is also a defensive tackle to pay attention to.
Mark it down, bro. Keep Proctor in mind. Mark that down.
Southeastern Louisiana at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm looking at what he gives.
The small school gives you the opportunity to catch him at a later round, perhaps, is what I'm getting at when I talk about small school.
They got him as an average backup or a special.
Yeah, that's right. And they can drop you.
He could do a little more.
He could do more. That's right. Diamonds in the rough. We out here looking for those. We looking for Austin Bookers out here. This type of guy can give you that remnant right there. Not to mention when they talk about other guys, you know, you got the Nick Barris you can pay attention to if you want to. Told you about Dante Corleone, so on and so forth. But when we talk about those guys, you cannot skip on the edge. Then you got to have some length and speed for DA, some positional flexibility, as I spoke of, and be athletic when they rush the ball. See Austin Booker for details. You see what I'm saying? Even Montez for that matter. And when we get into it, we will go straight into some prospects here. If you got any that you might want to add to chat, go ahead and add those in while you edit. I have totally forgot to tell you, hit that like button, so go ahead and do so. Share the content and give me your best draft needs and so on and so forth while we go through the guys that we think might be available for selection this April when it comes to our beloved Bears being on roster retool, roster refinement, and roster replenishment, as opposed to building this whole thing over again. Man, that feel good. All right. Let's get to the first guy. I think they got ranked or rated. That's a guy that we may have an opportunity to pick up on. John Yurkovich may call this guy Malachi, but we're going to call him by his real name. Malachi Lawrence, UCF edge rusher. He is a senior, so a little older. But you know, these days with NIL, we're going to get a lot of older players, unfortunately, in the league to start because they stand back for better contracts through NIL money than coming to the league to be a fifth-round pick. You know what I mean? So 4.52 speed for this guy, 10'10" broad jump.
Number one on the athletic score, man.
Hey,
number one.
20 sacks.
At least at the combine.
Yeah. And so his combination of athleticism, he
6'4", 253.
And tell me that don't say I can get around the edge.
That's Leonard Floyd type stuff right there.
And hey, if you can be Leonard Floyd and I have found me a Caleb Banks, a Cade McDonald, a Lee Hunter, or somebody to plug up the middle, you can be more effective. We seen Leonard be effective everywhere but Chicago as a complementary piece. And so when I look at some of the edges, Ryan Post did speak of saying that the edge depth was a lot more rich than the defensive tackles. So that leads me to believe the way in which they would kind of look at that area of need, they wouldn't waste much time in addressing it. That's why I might put them at the top of the list. Still, best available player is what they would probably foster under. When you get a guy like Malachi Lawrence, the measurables, give him a day 2 grade. So you can address what you need day 1. Next day, you can come right back, second or third round. You can get a guy like this second round. I think a player like him is somebody to watch. Also, I think first round for these next two guys mocked. Zion Young from Missouri, So they got well-built edge rusher with size, strength, temperament engineered for trench battle. They say he a fiery alpha, and I don't really care about the term alpha. I'm a sigma, so y'all can stop that. Nonetheless, he brings immense energy to the field and into the locker room. I need some of that right there. Okay, I take energy as we can get it. They say he majors in block destruction using base power and aggression to play through opponents. His attention and lockouts as an edge rusher, as an edge setter, and sheds when needed, but his pursuit speed and range are average. Okay, so I need to know how well he gets to the quarterback, because pursuit speed would indicate that you're not too good in run stopping right now. Just for me, just my inference right there. The range and everything would tend to fall more in the lines of somebody getting to the edge, i.e., running back scampering outside or something like that. So I don't know how well you do in run, but and that goes along with him lacking instinct. But it says he got power to bull rush or drive through edges, and he has a variety in his rush approach. He lacks variety in his rush approach. So I need him not to use all speed. Maybe get another tool in the toolbox. Cassius, and for that breakdown, I can't see how they actually put him as a first round pick, but they say his physical tools and rugged demeanor give him a chance to be an instant run stopping upgrade with an average rush. So I get it all wrong. That's why I don't draft these people. Carry on. Cassius Howell, Texas A&M. Let's get over here and see what Cassius look like. Is your mama name you, Clay? Cassius Howell, 4'5", 40.
Young brother.
So he got
out of Kansas City.
Okay. Oh, he finna show me state. They say he will be a plus starter. So not just a regular. Say he gonna do a little extra out here. He ranked 10th in athleticism, 12th in production, and 8th in the total score at the combine. So his pro day still will give him more reason to be a first round pick. 1.58 in his 10-yard split, 9.7 broad jump. Like he pretty fast, pretty strong. As far as the workout he had out here, 253, 6'2.5". He more linebacker size.
I think he's top heavy.
Yeah,
I think he's top heavy. If you could watch, I don't know if you want to watch him run, but when he's done running, he's walking off. You can see it. I think he's top heavy. But if you look under the weaknesses, it says he don't have it literally says not enough sand in his pants to hold his ground at the point. Makes sense.
Yeah, and see, these are the reasons why you need a duo of sorts when you have these types of things going on. I don't think Todd McShay is good without Mel Kiper and vice versa, because they see things differently, even if they're trying to get to the same result. And the way in which you can go ahead and look at their lower base, like Mr. Walker played football, and he was I want to say he played on the defensive line. I could be mistaken. My listening ain't good, but he was a heavy. And so to understand,
so he had 11.5 sacks in 2025.
Okay, so
first player since should we say this? First player since Myles Garrett.
Yeah. I mean, you just think about it though. He a speed rusher. Hold on, Texas A&M. I'm trying to think who
he can work on his leg. I see what they're thinking. I see it, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
he's 6'2.5", arms about 30. He's not Miles, but if he can work on his legs, bro, which is a bit. Is that
a weight room? Yeah, is that a weight room or strength type thing? Is that something he can do?
It really depends. It looks like he's worked on his body overall.
Okay,
that's what it looks like. I don't have comparison pictures, but just looking at what I'm seeing right here with my eyes, looks like he's worked on his body. Let's get in the weight room and let's get on them legs, man. Let's get the leg presses. You know what I'm saying? Let's do everything. Drive your car with your legs. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it all.
He said, let's go push cars. He said, no, don't get in. Get behind it. You get behind that thing. Flintstone this baby.
Let's do it all with the legs. But I like what I see in pads, but I'm looking at him without him, and I'm like, okay, I see the deficiencies. If we can work on them legs, man.
Now,
we might have something here. Give him 2 jars of peanut butter. You got it, Chelsea.
He needs Snickers and everything else to satisfy him. He out there eating Snicker sandwiches or whatever. I need you out here doing what you got to do and get that leg press all the way up to like 450 or something.
He got a motor.
I can leg press more than you. It ain't gonna work. I need your motor. I need your motor out here. When we're speaking of motors, I want to find value in some of these edge guys, and we're gonna stay home because the Bears at times like to fish in the local pond.
His arms look short though, bro.
They do.
Okay.
So if his arms look short, pull up this guy. We're gonna talk about Mr. Gabe Jacas from Illinois.
All right.
Well built, tremendous play strength. Can play hand down as an end or stand up edge. So he can do it 2 ways. He had a little flexibility out there. He can hold his ground against power, but he says he does need to do a better job of playing with discipline to set and contain the edge. He got to get more creativity to his pass rush, but it says he features a good deal of force and leg drive to bully his way into the pocket once he opens the tackle's edge. So his play is more steak than sizzle. I like that. Give me all the meat, baby. I don't need to play around with your fake plaudits and everything. They say his on-field demeanor and play strength forced out a long career as an NFL starter. Now, they have projected Gabe to go into the 3rd round in certain places. So let me go back and look at Mr. Jacas out here because I'm all about that base.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah.
Took me a minute to find him.
JACAS.
Oh, he only did the bench? He didn't do anything. That's why I couldn't find him.
What are they? Oh. So I did go straight to participants to find you or something?
Yeah, you got it. Because he didn't do anything. He only did that. Well, if you looked under bench press, you would see him. But yeah, he's an edge out of Illinois. Oh, a hometown.
Yeah, well, that's what I say.
Hometown product.
The Bears like to either get homegrown talent, meaning they were from there. And I got a guy who was a Hinsdale guy again. And guys who play in their backyard, which I think you should do due diligence to every team that plays in your backyard to get new talent. And Gabe Jacas is a Florida boy, 6'4", 260, and he's going to be a plus starter.
I don't think you should ever let homegrown talent just leave. You know what I'm saying? Without you at least taking a look.
Homework.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now here, what they got him at? He's 9th for his total score and his athleticism score, 10th in production. Like they said, it's only on one thing.
Combine though, right?
But he did do 30 reps on the bench press. So we did talk about reps and 25 being a measurement. They give him a comparison in the NFL to Matthew Judon.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get a Judon out of a team captain, which he is, rugged demeanor with a taste of physicality, monster of the midway when you say that, and you have worn the blue and orange already. Power to treat tight ends who line up against him shabbily. So he abusing little guys who think they finna come across the middle with a catch on him. No slants for him. Strong core base helps him withstand power rush. So offensive lineman that got a little bit of base, as we talked about, he got a strong core. Always looking to get to the ball and refuse to ride the block. So I think he subscribes to the Peanut School of thought out here.
Yeah, but look at that first weakness though.
Lacks ideal twitch, getting in and out of his blocking gauge.
So then how is he all like, what does that mean? Oh, he wants to get away, but he can't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
in my head, if you got a Trent Williams or you got somebody who is a staunch technician, I don't think he can out physical you.
Can't bully him.
Yeah. Everything he got, like they say, he worked back underneath the pocket dip, the vacuum pocket climbers. You got violent chop knocks. So you can the tackle outside punch hand away. So you on speed and getting rid of his hands, because if you get that hand on you, you can't do nothing with it. It's what I'm reading in terms of him.
That makes sense.
Lacking in and out of his blocking engagements, because now you lack the hand strength to go hand to hand and get out of there. So once he got you, unless you just Myles Garrett him. He all speed, no strength when it comes to that. If you just for
so
that.
he's purely physical right now. He's not thinking the game out.
And it comes to the next place though. That's why it needs to play with better discipline for contained positioning. it leads into you not having no blocking engagements because you can't beat them on physical strength and you lack technique. Your technique is directly tied to your discipline out there. So, and this is something that would alarm me in some ways. Average short area quickness for sudden tackle tries.
And the next one.
Rush paths tend to be monotonous and predictable. So, the things, not much speed variance or angles, those three things at the bottom, I think are coached things. Your rush path, I can teach you angles and things like that. That average short area quickness, not going to be improved upon per se, but can it be something that is masked? I guess is it.
How much masking we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we putting lipstick on a pig, or are we?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm at.
See, for me, those things all hinder. Those all hinge on your discipline. If your discipline increases, I believe the first two things are not so much weaknesses, and then your weakness, like I said, everything is coachable at this point, or correctable, I should say, except for your short area quickness. Like all of those things we talk about getting out of the blocking engagements. Could be positioning and technique. And then they reference need to play with better discipline for containing positioning. So that may not allow you to disengage from blocks because you don't have the discipline to contain. That's something that can be coached. Your rush path is monotonous. So, okay, your predictabilities, I can stop you from being predictable. I can show you this damn tape and show you that they know exactly what you're about to do every time. And I'm going to tell you this so you can get abused by our running backs in practice. Mr. Predictable, and speed variance and angles. Those are like learning how to go full bore or not. Those are technique type things. The short speed, the short area quickness, I can't do anything about. But I do believe that if the discipline and the technique is improved, all of the other things are correctable.
So you're banking on which?
I'm banking on coaching.
Yes.
Yes.
You're banking on coaching. You're banking on the players that we already have.
Yes.
Teach him the right way to do it, and in turn have
take your
him
physical
improve
skills. Take your physical skills and
ability.
Thank you. You already got the car. I'm gonna teach you how to drive it.
I would feel better if our defense played a little better last year. But I get it. We're getting there.
But once again, this is the guy who is predicted to be a third round selection or something. So your team is being improved multiple times before you see this guy, i.e. free agency still may offer you some understanding of what they targets may be. Day one in the draft can offer you opportunity to see that. And if he is a third round pick, let's say, like I said, we don't know about maneuverabilities. What if he's the second defensive end we picked in the draft? Not just the only. I think you have opportunity just like Austin, because and this is what people miss oftentimes, and this is why I think just to do a quick aside, why I think the Bears will at some point be replacing their strength and conditioning team of sorts.
They're gonna have to,
because
I'm seeing,
I haven't seen in recent history very many rookies start their rookie training camp off not being hurt, and when you start off hurt, it always precludes you from learning everything you need to learn, regardless.
You're behind. You start behind. Yeah.
And so look at it, even with the people, the best and the brightest, Colston and Luther both started off hurt, and we didn't see them produce until week 8 and 9 for real.
Yeah. I'm looking at one along those lines. I was thinking about that. Dio Odengbo.
Yes.
Currently one of our defensive ends. His measurements are 6'5", 282. That's going to be difficult to get the leverage that we need. Well, I think that they already know that. That's why they put him on the end. But then they were talking about trying to bring him into the middle, into the inside.
Because he plays both positions. I'm sorry, Devon Dexter is the same way. It's Dominique Robinson played your best defensive tackle last year. Check out how tall Dom is. I don't know right now, but Dom is like a little guy. That's a Dennis Allen type thing again. I'm not worried about like for me, and this is where I don't get hung up on measurables. If you know what you're doing, like Calais Campbell is tall as hell. What's my man's name? He kind of remind me of Calais, but anyhow, I think he's 6'7", and you old. Technique,
Dominique is 6'5".
yeah. I mean, your technique out
Austin
here,
is 6'6".
your
It
technique
is a
means
lot of
something.
technique though.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if you don't have technique, it's everybody got deficiencies because it's gonna be a short guy. We just got to having a debate about somebody being 6'1", so he ain't tall enough. Now come to the other
Brady's
side,
6'1".
he too tall. So what I'm saying, you as a player,
That's me
be
though.
you.
That's me.
But
That's
that's what
me.
I'm saying. You got to be a dog, whatever
Yeah.
you are, because somebody gonna criticize all of that. You got little arms, you got little hands. This quarterback been playing for 22 years, and today his hands smaller than they ever been. Oh no, they're the same size they always been. But in the league, the ball don't get no bigger. If he gonna be good, he's gonna be good. And you got to prove that the deficiencies that this is why he in the third round, because of these things they talk about, the dings, or maybe you too tall for this, or you too short for that. You're a tweener. This is why your draft rankings get dropped by certain people. And this is the opportunity for these guys in the scouting department to do their homework, understand exactly who the individual is, and see if he can fit into your team's plan. And at that point, I have to let the player prove that they are what they are. Most people wouldn't give Caleb, when he was drafted, credit for having any size to him. They're like, oh, he's little, he's smallish, and this, that, and the third. Caleb's not a big, burly quarterback, but he's not some 6 foot, 198-pound type dude. It's just like small and
He's a little husky.
Yeah, he is. And you got a little gap. You got length to your lanky guy, even if you're not tall. Like, he gallops when he runs. Like, you got size on you to take a hit. But the way people would paint it out, no pun intended, is that he's too small or he's this. You have to go out there, and everybody has a preconceived notion of you. That's why you got the draft rankings, the statuses, and everything else. And these particular things, like these drills, give you an opportunity to prove true or false. And so I think that if we, because I harken back to this, and I always will when we talk about drafts, I almost threw every piece of furniture I had through a TV when the Bears took this bum running back that I called him from Tulane in the second round. I was highly upset when they took this third round guy from Southeast Louisiana, cornerback, because he's 6'3", rangy, but he's raw. Sorry, Peanut. Sorry, Mr. Forte. I was wrong. They was right. We gotta let the scouts do it, but our trepidation is gonna be there, and I'm happy to see that we can.
But I mean, I'm a digital scout, so my trepidations is there. Just like I know they got trepidations. They want to make the best pick for the Bears. I get it,
and that's why your analytical eye. You got a technical eye, and it's gonna be there. And I think all walks, and it serves us well. But in coaching, I think like we can be the best contrast. You can be the analytics. I'm the gut. You know, I think we lose sight of both of those being so necessary, and that's why we talked about the scouting department to see who's the next guy that they bring into the fold with that one. With that being said, some other guys we want to just kind of look at name wise for the edge, and then we'll not breeze through the other positions to see some names we like, maybe some guys to keep watching as far as the other positions go. Danny Dennis Sutton, Penn State. I got a lot of Penn State love these days right now. Texas Tech. Certain schools are impressing me out here. Romello Height, Texas Tech, I just spoke of. R. Mason Thomas, T.J. Parker from Clemson. Tyreek Sapp is from Florida. I got me another Tyreek guy out there just for shits and giggles, because I do realize that some people don't like Tyreek's on my team, so I had to get one. We talked about Malachi already, and Derek Moore from Michigan. Another guy to look at when we talk about mid-round potential for those are names you can watch. We got to get younger and faster at the linebacker position, as we spoke on. The obvious darling of the draft right now, as far as linebackers would go, and leads me into wondering if we would consider a first-round pick at linebacker, is Jacob Rodriguez. Jacob used to play offense, so and he played some offense this year for the team as well. But they say he is an offensive athlete, and he's going to leave Texas Tech as a bigger-than-life stat-stuffing linebacker that's uniquely productive with elite tackle, interception, and forced fumble production. Like what I'm hearing out of you, brother.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, I saw some highlights.
Okay, all right, just check.
I actually, I'm gonna say if y'all want to go check some shorts, I did one on Mr. Rodriguez yesterday. Go right ahead. Like, Jacob looks pretty impressive. He make me want to think about a new Roquan. When we talk about inside linebackers, when we talk about TJ, as much as he's not an outside or as strong as we may need, this inside guy right here seems to be Mr. Do Everything, and you play offense. So to me, the successful offensive endeavor that you had indicates that you know and you can anticipate better on this side of the ball.
Yeah.
So you can be instinctual and you can react way faster, I think, than most other linebackers or players coming out. And so I'm not going to pretend to think that they would draft a linebacker in the first round. They very well could. Could it be Jacob Rodriguez? That would be the only one I would think that would come out in the first round for us. Other guys that I think they would focus on if we were to go in the linebackers direction from the draft. And we'll pull up Mr. Kyle Lewis from Pitt. Let's go ahead and give me some linebacker love out here. Sonny Styles is the darling of the draft. We're not getting nothing like that. So why I'm gonna look at him?
No reason. No reason.
Sorry. Just skip on past some of that stuff right there.
I will say one little weakness for Rodriguez. They did note, and this burns me up to no end. Comes in hot to catch, leading to overruns.
Yeah,
and his coverage busts were costly in 2025. Last thing I want to see is a coverage bust, bro. Bears had a couple of them last year. Dio for one. Well, I remember early on, and then a little bit later on in the season, we had a bust or two. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the coverage bust, bro. So if that's something, if you can clean it up, cool. But if not, I'm not going to be happy. I don't care how athletic he is.
Well, that's why you get into your next type of prospects like a Kyle Lewis from Pitt. 6'3" grade, so he'll eventually be a plus starter. 6 foot 220. So 6 foot, they're gonna say he's small because he's 6 foot. If he's 6'1", won't be no problem. But he's 6 foot, so now he's short.
His arms 31 1/4.
Yeah, see that type of stuff right there. So he can't do anything. He can't do anything to tape showed you otherwise. Athleticism 86, so he's second in the combine, 9th in production, and 6th overall total score at this place. 4.5 and 40. What, a 10-9 broad jump. Make up for those little arms sometimes, I guess, when you can get up in the air. 3 cone, 6'9". I think they say you need to do that under 7.5 or something like that. And his 20-yard shuttle. So he did everything with the bench here. Let's read up a little bit on this guy. Jerome Baker. Don't get me to worry about his comparison. I don't know him. Undersized. I knew it. Linebacker, box safety. Now, I bring this guy up because we talk about safety. Could he be a solution to 2 positions?
Jerome Baker's a linebacker out of he plays for the Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns. I knew
Ohio State University.
I figured he played for the Browns. I was hoping not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't got no Browns fans around, so I can't shoot no real shots. Nobody would know. And I'm like, who's the unknown bum? But he's a Brown. I mean, you can't say nothing bad about Miles. So the rest of them, they just become obscure. So he got the speed, athleticism, and recognition to quickly find the football in lurker mode from zone or clinging to the route man. Very decisive in coverage and has the ball skills to flip the field. He struggles to take on blocks and leverage his gap in the run game. Often catches contact and becomes a drag down tackler near the line in space. Teams need to have a plan for how to use him, but versatile sub-package defenders with speed and cover talent are valuable in the league. So like I said, he's one of those guys who could be, safety, linebacker type. If you were to keep like maybe a CJ around or something, they could kind of flex in type things. He
I'd rather
does.
keep CJ honestly. I
Yeah,
like
I think
I
he'll
like him.
be around. I think he'll come back. He talking about his quarterback still. I think what they tell. I think something like him. They're like, hey, bro, I'm gonna be real honest with you. We ain't got a whole bunch of money. We're gonna have to see what's left over because I know you want to be here with Al. And I think Al told him. I think he gonna take less because he only want to do this for a couple more years and he want to be a streamer. Like
Who
CJ, yeah, he want to be a streamer. That's
he
what he
want
want.
to be?
Yeah, that's what he want. That's what he want to do. Athletes got a different way into these types of things still. Even if I don't know it to be successful, he gonna come out with 10. He gonna come out with 10, 15,000 followers already just because him.
He played in the league. Yeah,
with nothing to talk about, and I don't feel sorry for it going successful or not because I got to grind to get to 1,000 right now. So I mean, I wish him well. Even if it fails, he still played in the league. He got bread. He good. He Gucci. He gonna be all right out here. They say, let me see. His instinct and speed carry him to a lot of plays. Reads blocking keys and races downhill into position. Very decisive in coverage and against the run. Uses the dip and shoulder turn to consistently slip blocks. Sudden with his change of direction in pursuit. Runs with receivers like a cornerback in man coverage. Can burst and grab anything in his area. Weaknesses. Low win rate when taking on blocks near the line. Those guys are bigger than him, I would assume it. Unable to leverage and save his gap against lead blocks. Now that I need you to be able to share blocks sometimes because I can't let them get to the second level or the third level because you getting stuck on blocks. Can be drawn out of position by glances and misdirection. So smart quarterbacks can abuse him right now. Is what they're telling me. If you got good eye placement and you can use your eyes to get them out of place, he one of them ones, and it could be highlighted by these inconsistent angles to the throw leaves him under the catch point. Now, I would expect you, a guy who can cover and man and been a safety and everything else, I need your angles to be a bit better. So run play action is where they say he needs to be better at. Some of those types of things to be pretty good, but they say durability against the run is his biggest concern long term. So if a stout front is in front of him, he'll be good. I don't know if we're going to have one yet. We'll find out.
that's what I'm saying. It's contingent. A lot of contingents.
Well, yeah, I mean, with some of those guys, and it's so nice I see one of these guys we're going to talk about when we get to these offensive linemen real quick because I know everybody likes some big uglies. I got a couple of them for you out here. But Harold Perkins Jr., another undersized linebacker, but he adequate in taking on blocks, finishing tackles near the line with good physicality. And he say he lacks explosiveness in closeouts. Instincts in space are average. He'll get lost in coverage. You're gonna be Tremaine sometimes.
Can't have that.
Yeah,
I don't want that guy.
Now, and once again, and I'm always gonna go with the names that they speak of as being highly rated. He is one of the higher ranked guys. So imagine in a world where he's one of your higher ranked guys and he has these holes. Don't think that any of them come without holes because they all come with a lot of them because college sets them up for college. Don't set them up for pros. This is the weird thing that I think about with sports in relation to any other job field. Typically, college is supposed to set you up for your professional endeavors. In sports, they don't do that at all. They don't do that at all because they come from this scheme, this fit, this playing time.
They all want to win. The coaches want to win.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's your expense.
Want to win. It's like whatever we could do to make it easier for us to win. That's
you're gonna play. You're gonna play 16% of the plays because I need everybody to do this bang up job out here because it's helping me win. Because I can come at you on waves. So when you got rotations, we talk about the Bears want to have a rotation. Seattle, although they didn't have a rotation, they distribution of stats was kind of like they had a rotation.
Yeah, it's a lot more even. Yeah.
And so numbers go down when you got a race car team getting to the quarterback. Very rarely will you have a whole bunch of double-digit sack guys unless you broke the sack record for the year. Conversely, if you got enough rotation guys and everything else, I think all of them have strengths. All of them have weaknesses, obviously. All of the draft picks that we ingest, I look at nothing more than the coaches being able to work with what they got and show them what they need to do. Other names to look at when we talk about linebackers, Caleb Elam's or from TCU. You got too many names for me. I had to give me a Caleb in there. Justin Jefferson. We need a JJ from Alabama. We need this Alabama person out there when Chelsea around. Jimmy Rolden from Michigan and CJ Allen from UGA, aka the University of Georgia. Pay attention to those names, mid rounds, and so on and so forth as we look at safeties that we might have to replace. See,
dude, you had this set up to talk about all these in 6 minutes a piece.
No, I want to.
Oh, this is 10. This is, I get you.
I want to have a base. I get long-winded, as you know, and if I don't build in some of those buffers, then you well exceed what you're supposed to be doing. So,
like, ain't no way.
It's a little peel back. No, you need something to get the ball rolling. You know, I go zigging and zagging before we get anywhere near the meat and potatoes.
Well, let's get through the safeties because what's your most important? You want to go through the safeties and not speed through the QBs, but you want to just read.
Well, we got a couple things about the QBs, but these are the safeties that I want us to pay attention to because if we don't indeed sign either of those guys or both, safety will become more of an imminent situation, and it may be something that's pushed to the first 2 rounds because I do believe that the defense is paramount. And all levels need to be running full circles. I mean, on full engine. So, Dylan Tyneman is the guy from Oregon that everybody talk about. 73-year starter.
Scroll up on that NFL.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, get that out of there. You know how you do.
Yeah.
And the things I'm learning out here, you know, I'm out here. They be like, man, why he got the steel static old picture with good? That's why. I can tell you can hear it all, but you better not see nothing. That's how you do it. Don't play with me. They don't want you to play. So he the third one out there. The top 2 ranked safeties, I believe, will be gone before we can blink as far as drafters. But Westfield, Indiana, hey, I got me a little soul brother over here, gonna be a plus starter. First in athleticism for production out there, 4th in total score. 4.3 40-yard dash, 18 reps on the bench press. He ain't that strong, but he has safety. So, I mean, I don't really know you need to be that strong. You do everything pretty well, 1.52 in the cone splits. Let's read.
41-inch vert. That mean he get strong down there.
I like that. I got to get there because I'm 6'1.5". So he got 306 tackles and 8 interceptions in 3 seasons. This dude is a monster.
Look at this picture though. He looked like a dog, bro.
Hey,
he looked like a dog. I like the picture, bro.
The bill says he ready to play to me, man. Like,
yes.
You look a little nasty out there. Size, athleticism, combination to play all 3 safety positions. So he can drop down in that box and be that linebacker hybrid type safety, and he can play out strong and out free. Range and ball hawking. Ball tracking ability to play over the top, high coverage IQ with strong feel. Really takes the eye off the quarterback for extended periods of time. Persistent pursuit of football keeps him near the action. Reads, run, and races downhill to squeeze workspace for ball carriers, I guess. And recognizes run, track, and bolts to the junction point, ready to meet the runner. Who the hell knows what that means? But it seems like he gets to the ball carrier real damn fast. Man coverage, which I don't think he will be in a lot with us, but he needs to show cracks in his route progress right there. Short space, change of direction. Even though he is fast, I need to get them hips a little bit better for me out there. Slow to adjust his pursuit angles. Coaching things. Full speed alley running leads to greater hit. So learn when to bring it down, dial it back sometimes. And average stopping power when bringing down bigger bodies. Okay. So you more the you're not a Brisker type, but it seems like you do everything else well. And I'm gonna go with that because he'll be a first rounder if we with something like that. Now, if this is a package that you have to pick up from my post office as far as the draft goes, it ain't one you leave on the porch. Y'all talked about guys earlier that you rushed to the podium and get when we talked about the banks. If all of those guys are flying off the board and you truly feel that we about to get back active and being this defense that we want, you need it at all levels. You grab a guy like him as well. Bud Clark from TCU, Zaki Wheatley, my apologies, from PSU is a long athletic safety. And Bud is a 6-year senior. So I told you about that money that they're getting down there. I look at him as being a vet, a KG vet of sorts that can be able to acclimate to a system a little earlier since the amount of years he's played already. And then we get right into two guys that we want to talk about because I know everybody thinks about the offensive line, and I know this matters to class, so I'll leave them for last. So that'll be our way we get on out of here for those two guys. And we're going to get to meetings that the Bears took for quarterbacks. As we stated, we know that Tyson Bagent may be subject to a trade, and if so, we have to replenish the pipeline. Not to mention, you might want to do so anyway, just so that you can always be in a position of strength, i.e. that Andy Reid or that Bill Belichick to be able to trade people away for little or nothing. Emmett Johnson is the guy. Not Emmett Johnson. I'm sorry. I'm reading my running backs. Cole Payton, North Dakota State. Small school quarterback. But we know about North Dakota State a lot. They have a propensity to put people out there. So what is that? I know we don't got good reference with a Carson Wentz holistically or, the guy from San Francisco. Can't think of him right now. Lance. Trey.
Purdy.
Brock was a cyclone out there, but I'm speaking of the North Dakota State quarterback pipeline because that small school seems to be where they look to get a lot of those guys. He has a athletic build similar to Caleb in terms of playing style and the stockiness that we referenced when we talked about him. And then Baron Morton from Texas Tech. Those are two quarterbacks the Bears had meetings with at the combine. No running backs that they have meetings with or anything to that degree that I know of. But just to talk about some guys that could replace a DeAndre Swift if they ever were to move on from his contract this year. Emmett Johnson from Nebraska and Roman Hemby from Indiana. Both more of a pass-catching, 3-down back, zone, pass protection is a strong suit for both of those guys. So if we were to look into anything that were draftable, might be something if they did move on. But what we got to look at lastly, I don't know if we're going to draft one, but if we did, would you prefer any of these prospects I give you here, G-Class, as we wrap up?
All right.
We know that the Bears are, in my estimation these days, apt at being able to make a right tackle, a left tackle. Demetrius Crownover from Georgia, I believe. I might be totally wrong. He might be from like one of those Texas schools. Oh yeah, A&M. I'm looking at it right now. Now he is a traits-based tackle with blend. He got size, length, and athleticism. So let's pull him up real quick, just to see some guys that might be available for us outside of the first round. I tried to still give us somebody who could possibly be a starter without being a first round guy per se. And
we talking about running backs?
Offensive lineman here.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't spend time on line. If they surprise me with a running back, they will. I just gave two names to watch for. But Crownover is 6'7", 319. I know you don't like the tall guys all the time from Grandview, Texas. They say he a good backup with potential to develop into a starter. Yeah. Do you know how big Ozzy Trapillo is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's 6'7". That's all. He won, 6'7". He one of them. He one of them. As the kids say. They say he a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. His athleticism scores. None of his scores were supreme. 14th, 19th, to 24th, which also helps me to believe he'll be around in one of those other later rounds for us. And I do believe that we still, will need a swing tackle. I don't believe that person is truly established on the roster as of yet. I think he'll be a pretty good guy. Now, Markel Bell's next guy we bring up. They say he can be like a Trent Brown. I don't know what round they project that guy to go in, but this one right here, he has elite arm length and athleticism. He drops his hips and explodes under his hands into drive blocks, body control, agility, allow him to adjust to movement in space. Has foot quickness to feature more jump sets as a pro. Can sap a rusher's confidence when punch is timed up. Keeps his head tucked and back flat during protection reps. Resets his hand to reassert length after falling behind. Now, he's a bit more of a raw guy, so his technique is still a work in process. He operated at a tall pad level, so he's still got to get his pad level lower. Secure block needs better thump. Hands frequently land high. All of these things that he needs to work on, footwork and base, become sloppy. These are things that Mr. Roshar, I think, is the best of the best at doing. He is a physical specimen when it comes to offensive tackle, and is the guy I think will be around for us. So it's just a guy that I thought we'd bring up to see if I could satiate anybody's appetite for a tackle a little later than the first round, or the first couple rounds, I should say. Also, let's look at this next guy. Little more conducive, I think, to what G-Class likes out here. 6'5", 314, Boston College. And I always give me a Boston College guy because of the Ryan Poles.
Well, it depends on the position. I don't mind tall. I'm big on leverage, brother. I'm big on leverage. I know tall people, if you give them like a small little bowling ball going against them, you can out leverage them. You can move them around a little bit. I don't like that. So if you can give me a tall tackle, just make sure you got some leverage with it, man. Moving feet, brother.
Now his athleticism ranks him 6th of all OTs in the combine. I mean, in the combine right now, and he's had the traits to be above average backup. I don't believe that.
What are you thinking? You think higher?
Yeah, I think starter. I think he had talent to be. I think he could be. He got potential starter, but I see him more as a swing tackle for real. This one right here. Now, I don't say backup only because backup to me implies that the only way you see the field is if somebody goes down. Whereas I see him having the diversity that you on our team just might not be better than the two guys that's there already.
I want to give you if you scroll back up, I want to give you a comparison a bit. So I looked up Ozzy's numbers last year from the combine.
Okay.
Just his just coming in very similar, 6'8", 316. Your guy's 6'5", 314. 33-inch arm length, and 10 3/8 on the hands.
Okay.
Very, very similar numbers. Very similar numbers. And he was at a 6.31. They said will eventually be a plus starter. So what do we?
Okay.
What I mean, just I just want to throw that out there for you. Does that affect your view of Mr. Bowery?
It doesn't, because Mel Kiper told Lamar Jackson go be a wide receiver. So
okay, but that was so extreme.
What I'm saying is the difference between 6'13" and 6'0" in the prospect grades, systems and understanding the player matters so much when it comes to getting the best out of a player. And college, Saturday will never give me a litmus test for what you can be on Sunday. So I'm never going to be beholden to these things. Are something that they have like a little notebook for. It's part of the toolbox, but it will never dissuade me if I could watch any tape to see about actual players based on things that I deem that may be important. Because like I said, analytics lend themselves to something, but what do you think about the players? Because at some point you got to work with them. And if I'm only leaning into our coaches' trust of any situation, because last year I don't know that anybody, including the people that are professionals in these journalistic industries, that totally criticized us drafting Ozzy, and it was a dumb pick because he's a right tackle and he can't be a left tackle. And we would have gave that same pushback ourselves oftentimes, that you drafted a right tackle to play what? So while they say he's going to be a plus level starter, I bet you they didn't say left tackle. They criticized it. And so I'm not speaking to any positives to Jude or anybody when we talk
Well,
about
they
these
said day
guys.
one at right. Yeah, day one
Yeah,
at right, but they didn't expect him to be at left. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm with you.
It's just like, the way in which he can only go on the information they have, but it also speaks to the personnel that you have in front of you. And I think I'm always going to lean into it. If you got, and coaches are parents. If you got the right parents, why is your energy, or why is your potential limited? If you got the parents to pour into you the way you need to. And for me, if we look at players, I'm only looking at physical attributes and what have you, and some of the things that they speak of about them. When you talk about technique being a problem, if technique has rendered itself to be your downfall, then that means you can't fix it. But if you got way more strengths than weaknesses, and your weaknesses are more due to repetition, the way in which you were taught it, the fundamentals, that's something in college that your coaches might not have. You might get a TA helping out with some of that technique for the most part. Like, I don't know the dynamics of what can help you out in college. So until you get on this level, if the Bears picked him, are we criticizing the Bears for picking him more so than we have our own questions about him right now? Because I don't think, if I can have 15 questions about him.
No,
If they picked him,
yeah,
I wouldn't.
right. I get you. No,
And so
I'm not criticizing the Bears more. It's more about, can you, and the Bears showed that last year that they can actually draft guys out of college and develop them throughout the year, not just in the offseason, but throughout the year, and show that they can actually be better and be a real contributor
to what's going on
for the team. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we were heavily reliant on rookies last year to come through, and boy, did they come through.
Gosh, on all levels. And so those are the things that I think about. Like, seriously, when we talk about the development of scouting, I think that some of those things have to be accounted for when we speak of us being better. I think that better starts in these areas. And if we can at least have, I guess, names that are concrete to kind of understand who we might be looking at, it gives us less of a shock when you hear a name called or what have you. Markel Bill, I told you. Go ahead.
Because you know that they see something that they can work with, and then they can take it from there. Yeah.
I did a short this week about people that the Bears had meetings with. Most of those names are names I never heard. But if you yourself have taken a meeting with these guys, it indicates, one, some of the types of players they may be interested in going after. So then at that point, since those guys have already been known, you start to look at comparables or what have you in terms of the body types or whatever. Schools maybe a bit smaller, and you can analyze, like, they only get 30 visits, can't see everybody. Why this guy wasn't, or maybe he just wasn't on the radar, so that you don't, maybe I'm playing dumb. Maybe I want you to know I met with him type thing. So it's a myriad of ways to go. But, when you think of like a Markel Bill, they say that he's comparable to a Trent Brown, but he has a day 3 value on him. So he might get a firm ceiling on his upside. So a day 3 value on a guy like a Markel Bill from Miami, why would I not take your raw physical attributes and realize that you are a mountainous tackle? Let's look him up just to make sure, because it might be another big boy. Because that'd be how we
say he's got NFL edge speed. You already got me tingling.
So, Cleveland, Mississippi out here, type stuff.
Big fella.
6'9".
6'9".
346.
Good Lord.
Gosh.
NFL edge speed is 6'9".
He's a tall
boy. That's
boy.
Disgusting.
At 346. Now, his 1.8 and his 10-yard split is impressive to me to carry that much weight and height. They wanted to be at 1.7. His 1.8 is damn good to me. And to seriously think of somebody like him who didn't test so well, 18th, 17th, and 11th. If I could grab a guy like him in the 3rd, 4th round, because everything don't necessarily line up to where he's been in college, but we can go ahead and get the best out of him. Rare physical attributes that work both in his favor and against him, depending on the situation. So I can understand that. That's a coaching thing to me somewhat. Now the height, like you said, if somebody get up underneath him, not a coaching. That's the situation you speak of, the one when the mouse running on the elephant. I know how we get those, but there's no escaping his high center of gravity. That's going to impact his ability to change direction, as they say, in protection and create consistent engagement as a run blocker. He must play in gap schemes to minimize his limitations. We play in a gap scheme. He has exceptional length that he puts to good use in finding static pass rushers, often and offering shade to the pocket. NFL edge speed and sudden inside moves could be an evergreen issue for Bell, but with coaching, he can learn to mitigate those issues with his length. He has day 3 value, but might have a firm ceiling on his upside. So unique in his side.
I looked at that 40. He looking a little. He looking a little like a tiptoe. Look at him. Like a tiptoe.
He's a light foot out there to be so big. I dig it, but he's 346, so I dare somebody try to move him. Like, I think, and at least, he should have listened to legs. I was trying to watch his legs over here because I got him on a big TV right now. They're breaking down. So I saw the big boy. Hey, look. Hey, look, let me tell you, man. Hey,
little tiptoeing, man. Hey, now they comparing him to Trent Brown.
Yeah, they say he uses mask to cover and obstruct base.
I don't know, bro.
He uproot. I dig it.
Looking a little. The tiptoe burglar, the little tiptoe burglar out there,
but
man.
If they go draft a Hamburglar, then I mean, I got to think that Roush got a plan for him. You know, that's all I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
These are the exercises that, like, as much as I'm not a combine guy, as we wrap up, the intrigue of being able to identify names, see what we think we know about individual players, see where those players may particularly go. You know, we look at trench players, somebody we got to take, and everybody gets into these modes that we got to take a guy. And you get a person locked in your head like, I want him. Or a player you got to avoid. You know, you talk about tiptoers and light bottom, like, gotta avoid those. And then they may be that dude. It's like the trade downs, the trade ups. It's so many different ways that the combine offers us conversation about the analysis that we give on these players. And it, like you said, it gives us a little bit of ammo to kind of load up the draft gun when we talk about players that we want to identify, players to look forward to and see where the journey takes them. And it also gives us the opportunity to see, as we look back again this time next year, what guys that we have questions about, what guys that we feel good about, and how well those line up. You know what I'm saying? Because I love being wrong about them being bad.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. I my whole thing, let me also include this too, though. The clock is now, it started. So how, you know what I'm saying? When I'm looking at certain players, I'm like, well, how much work do we have to put in? And I know the Bears are looking at it like this too. How much work do we have to put into them before they can be a real contributor for us? So if I see something that stands out to me, I point it out, but I'm also like, I get it. You'll be great someplace else with a little bit more time. But our clock is ticking now.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now.
We won a division last year. we went into overtime with the team that was set to play the eventual champion. So if we want to get better, we can't be spending a whole lot of time on you. Let's go get the other guy that we can spend a little bit less time and get that production that we're looking for. So
especially short term. And so that's why I'm saying when you think about older players, sometimes, or in certain instances, when we talk about these linemen, I speak of linemen strictly from a futuristic standpoint, in that you got to keep the pipeline going. The guys we have, like, we might take a guard this year. We may take a guard, not even worry about a tackle in the draft. People have to realize that Tooney is getting older. He will have to be replaced at some point. You need his. If Newman is not that guy to replace him, you need him. And so don't be surprised if they do something like that. The Bears don't necessarily need flash. We need foundation. You spoke to it. It's all substance, very little flair. I believe that on the fringes, they're going to be able to operate and get some undrafted free agent talent in, as well as other things. Ben has a vision that is not complete. And that vision is new even when we start this season as he comes into his first true building of his team. He's not built a team yet. This is the first year he gets to go into the opportunity to trim what
Do a
has
little
not served
pruning.
him. Yeah, he's not done so well with this guy. It was nice knowing you. Hope you enjoyed the success we had last year. But now we are on to this guy. You know, some guys don't get the second chance to prove themselves. Some days won't get the next day. You know what I mean? So if you rock with this breakdown, hit that like button for us today. If you enjoy NFL draft talk, hit the subscribe button. Share the content if you are ready to come back and get entrenched in those trench crack commandments out here, because we are going to have them all delivered to you. Drop.
Although this is a nice little deep dive, for people who are fans of the Bears and want to look, even if you're not a fan of the Bears, if you want to look at some prospects,
Exactly.
we went a little deep. So
And
hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
And if you're not a fan of the Bears, as he stated, maybe those players might actually fit your team just the same. It gives us an opportunity to look at them all holistically. Stay with us as we will do a weekly recap on what we talked about last year this time to see what we got right, what we got wrong. As I stated last week on coaching firings, we were 4 out of 6. So this week, let's take a blast from the past and see what Posty was talking about a year ago. Drop any comments on players that you think we missed out on, players we should be focused on, and players we want to add to the list. But I appreciate you pulling up and hanging out with me today, G.
Yes, sir.
Until next time,
sir.
everybody, and until next delivery, we're going to get out of this thing because, as I stated, hey, it's draft time, baby. Time to go do something great. Appreciate you, bro. All righty, everybody. We're going to get where we can get, and that's right on out of this thing right here. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Later on today, we will get some more content out for you so that you can know exactly what we got going on for the week. Other than that, till next time and until next delivery. Mailbox Sports, Postman 1914. We're going to try to get out this thing for you. Robbie. What it do, baby? How we feeling today? Welcome in. Position move that we have. And we still trying to learn how to change these scenes over here, everybody. I don't think I'm going to learn how to change it today. So my apologies. And we just end the stream, and I will talk to you all later on. Mailbox Sports, Postman 1914, baby.